Hello and welcome back to All the Gear Some Idea. So today, you've just about to see the ZZR just there. That's going to have some work done to it later, separate video. Hopefully I'm going to get that running, I want to say correctly, as it's a little bit hit and miss at the moment, but there's a new parts, there's some more bits turning up. But today we're concentrating on Mondial. So what we have, nothing too exciting, some Renthal bars, and I will show you why we're doing that once it's been removed. If you watch from the beginning, you will know that this bike was a Category N at some point in its life. Everything has been changed that was damaged on the bike now, apart from the handlebars. Now, when I bought the bike, I didn't notice. It's just when you go lock to lock, you'll notice that this part nearly touches the tank and this part doesn't. And if you look at it from the front, you'll see that this side looks like it's bent over more. And what I think has happened, I know what's happened, for some reason, they've twisted these around. Whether that was like before the crash, I don't know. They've turned them around and also try straightening them so they're weakened. And I don't like the look of it. The only thing we might struggle with is my mirrors are bolted in to the, like welded in bar end bits that's on there. So the new Renthals I thought these to go with them, and they're just like blanks for the end. Now I'm hoping with some tomfoolery of maybe a washer, we might be able to refit these mirrors back to it again. If not, then we're going to have a problem and have to order some new mirrors. Annoyingly, I think it came with the brackets to do it, but because I didn't need them at the time, didn't realize it was bent, didn't need them. So yeah, we've also got a new tank piece, because this part that's here on mine is broken, where it's been there's a bit that's missing. We're going to have to make out of some washers. I wanted to get some glue, completely forgot to get the glue, so we could make our own bit. I was going to buy the proper bits that go here and here, but just for the screws and the washer itself was about 50 quid, and I was like, nah, not going to happen. Not when I can try and make something. So what's happening is there's meant to be like a block that sits beneath it, and the screw obviously sits in here with a washer. The block is missing, so someone's tightened it up, it's pulled it down and then snapped this bit off. It doesn't actually sit properly, so it's a little bit loose at the bottom. The top is fine. We might just replace the screw that goes in there because someone's obviously rounded it off, and then someone's put a slit in there for a screwdriver. We're just going to make it, basically, aim of the game. In the very near future, I am going to be doing my bike test. So I will no longer require a 125, and I will be on, hopefully, the 600. Now, I need to get this bike in a selling state, so it's not going to be 100%. However, it's going to be a lot better than it was when I bought it. I think we've changed the fuel tank. We've done loads of bits to it, like new engine and all that stuff. So yeah, we will crack on now. We will do the cover, handlebars. Obviously, it's quite self-explanatory how you do everything. However, it might be to me, because I've been a mechanic and all that stuff, it's just nuts and bolts. But for people that are doing this at home DIY-wise, you might not have a clue. So I will go through it all. We'll take bits off. We'll just go through it all. So yeah, stay watching and get it sorted. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, remove the seat. That's now removed. That's the easy bit. It's all pretty easy. So I think we're going to do to start with is this tank bit. So as you can see, it's not actually attached. And then we need to remove these screws here. I've already removed 3 of them because they were rusty, and I was hoping that I could go get some new ones this morning. However, they didn't have the right length, so that was a wasted journey, I suppose. I've got some other bits that might help with the ZZR, but we'll have to see. And I believe there's one inside we've got to take out as well. The eagle-eyed viewers will notice it looks like you might be a little bit more, I don't know why I did that, organised with the toolbox situation. As before, we were struggling to find stuff, so I've now moved my toolbox so it's outside. Not outside, sorry. It was in like the shed, but we moved it so it's now in here to save having to go backwards and forwards. Cool. I'm hoping. No. So if we open this up. Like I say, someone's changed the screws that I've got on mine, so you might have something different. I've had this off once already. If you go and watch the fuel tank video, there's one there of that as well. So hopefully now, there we go, that lifts up. And in theory, that just pushes out, as you can see. So we'll check the seal's good, which it is. So I'll come and show you what's wrong with it. So as you can see, on mine, it's all broken around here, so it doesn't actually clamp on. It's been rubbing on the seat. And then we've got a few marks around here. But yeah, genuine part, and the one I got over there has also got a genuine part number on it too. Okay, so I showed you the one on the floor, which is the broken one. Obviously, it's broken on this tab down here. It's got the FB MONDIAL part number. I mean, how genuine this is, I've got no idea, as this came from AliExpress. So it could be, you know, a knockoff, or it could be a genuine. I'm just surprised normally this sort of stuff, especially when it comes into the country, they would have to scrub off the part number and the FB MONDIAL before it could come in. But it's on, it's here, so hopefully it fits. Which it should do pretty well. I think it fits better than the last one. So what we're going to do is we'll fit the fuel cap back into it again. Like so. Just make sure the rubber seal sits properly, because that is not. That's better. Put that back on there. What we're going to do first is bolt the filler cap down. Annoyingly, the caps of mine, I think I said already, are rusty. I was going to clean them, but I think I'm just going to order some new ones that are the right length, as the ones I've got are a bit too short. Okay, so what I've done is, Jesus, I've fitted big washer, three small ones, and another big washer. And hopefully, when I tighten this down now, it should clamp where this previous block should have been. There we go. So now we've got a nice big washer holding it down. Essentially, it's just meant to be like a, almost like a top hat sort of big washer thing that sits, probably slots down in between everything. That isn't supposed to, from my understanding, actually touch the tank. That's when you start having problems. So that is now much better. It's actually secure. I'm moving the bike with that. Now we need to do the top one. So someone has very kindly already made a washer that sits in there lovely. However, not a massive fan of that myself. So what we're going to do is hopefully we've got another one the same. So I'm not a massive fan of that, so hopefully we've got another one the same. We're going to fit a smaller washer. It doesn't mean, means it doesn't need that trim, that bent washer that someone's made, because that would sit up at it like that. Just need to get a new bolt now. Have this down here. So that is how you change your tank cover. No drink. I'll be back. Right, so pull the key out. Now, although I've sorted my tools out, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Anyway, now I've sorted my tools out, I'm getting to grips with where they actually are. It's great. And then I need to find something, and it's not where I thought I'd put it. But everything is in a toolbox now. So our Eagle Eye viewers will realise, by looking at the previous part of the video, that before, in fact, if you look at our very first video, I wouldn't say we were struggling, but we were finding tools was a little bit of a mission. We've got a lot of tools, everything we need, pretty much. There's obviously a few things we need to buy, and yeah, this is my place. There's plenty of room for activities, especially on motorbikes. Cars, there's enough, depending on what you want to actually do. Okay, right, so just taking these out, and this is a 6mm Allen key to remove the first one. Bikes are a lot easier because you can move them around and still get a car in here. So I was hoping to buy sort of project car, however, I haven't got enough room for that in reality, if I'm completely honest. So bikes, it looks like it will have to be. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, so I bought the unit behind me as it was cheap on like voucher or something. I bought two of them. One for what was called the man cave, which is more of a workshop bit now, just storage. And the toolbox went in there. The toolbox used to be out here all the time. But I was getting so frustrated. The idea was, you finish the tools, put it on the tool trolley, take it in there, put it back. Wasn't working. None of my tools got put away. That's all my fault. I'm useless when it comes to it. So by putting the toolbox out here, I have more of a chance of putting my actual tools back, rather than just working out of a box all the time. So, you didn't see anything there snap on? Sorry if the mic's not very good, I'm struggling to put it somewhere. Put it there. Right, hopefully. Oh, this isn't going to go well. Crap. Right, I think you got that. That was very tight. Tight enough that I thought it was going to snap using a ratchet. So a little bit of impact made it sort of free up a little bit. And yeah, probably got a bit premature with taking it off because I've still got loads of others to take off. So what we'll do, we're just going to not do them up, but secure it down like so. So now it's not going to tipple off. We'll straighten the bars back out. Oh, that's the camera. Fine. Now what we need is it 10 or an 8 mil? Right, 8 mils to undo the brakes and also the clutch levers. So I would normally mark where I want them to be, sort of that's where I'm comfy with them. However, because this is bent, it ain't going to be much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. I'm going to have to do it to how I like it. Hopefully they've not taken off. They've normally got little holes in them, or little pins on the actual switch gear that line it up correctly as to where it should be. But I guarantee someone's taken mine apart and ruined it. So that one's that one. Close that up. Now I'd love to go a bit more deeper into it, take it out, clean everything off, new bolts, make it look spanking. However, as I've already explained, the bike is going to be up for sale. So for me to do that, although it'd probably make it easy to sell it, it's just not worth it when I've got a bigger bike sat there that needs to get running. This is literally just so I can sort of sell it. So we'll take Mr. Ducky off of this one. This chain's gone a little bit rusty. You might need to take that to the jeweller's. Fine. Then we can take the bar end mirrors off. Bit finicky, the bar end mirrors to use, but once you're used to them, they're better than having no mirrors like it. Oh no, Dicko mirrors. Dicko mirrors. Right, that's off. That's one mirror off. Obviously, if you've got your own mirrors on there, such as I don't know what the original ones look like, to be honest with you, but you've got your own mirrors. Obviously, that depends on what you're doing. What you're doing? I don't know what's wrong with me. Sorry, guys. It all depends on what you've got fitted. Not what you're doing, what you've got fitted. I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes when I speak. I always have to repeat myself. Or I just mess the word. Like the whole sentence is just completely messed up. Right, so 2 Phillips to remove the switch gear, and I already know the pin is missing, so I'm going to have to see where the pin sits as to where the hole is meant to be. Yeah, so I am 99% sure. I don't know what sure I am. I have no idea what sure I am. I think there's meant to be a pin that sits on here, and that's meant to slot into the correct places. Obviously not on this because it's not got the right ones fitted. That one, however, might have the pin in it because it's not sat correctly on this bit. So we might be lucky on this one. So once again, Phillips again. Now, someone has asked me to do a brake bleed, show you how to bleed the brakes, which is absolutely fine. I do want to show you how to do it, and I'm more than happy to give it a go because it's got the central braking, something like that. Rather than ABS, it's you pull the front brake, the rear brake gets applied slightly, and so forth. And I do understand that they're a bit of a nightmare to bleed up. Now, my advice would probably be the best way to bleed it is through a air bleeder, so it's sucking the fluid through the system rather than trying to force the fluid through the system. Now, luckily, I have just bought myself a compressor. It's not the best compressor in the world. It was 20 quid. It's not got a massive tank, but it does do tire pressures and it does allow me to use the airline to blow stuff out. So it would also allow me to use that to do it. Now, I am looking at buying another broken one so I can join them together and have a bigger tank because it's an 8 bar, which for what I need is probably all right. The actual, I'm not going to use the air tools with it. I've got the electric stuff, so I'm not using a windy gun with it. So it doesn't need to be completely high, things like literage of air per minute or something, but it just needs to work. So we'll pull that off now. I don't know what that pin is. Where I was on the, oh yeah, there, look, there's that pin. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a pin that sits there, and that's supposed to be lined up, which would mean I don't know whether I'm chasing shit. Right, now for the throttle to come off. Come on, be enough. As Calvin Dragon would say, you're never good enough. There we go. Well, that's the throttle off. So now we need to get rid of my GoPro mount. Oh, there's so much information in this video. We do have a GoPro, and it's okay. It's in the drawer behind me. As far as like cameras go, one thing we found though is the battery life is absolutely shocking. Like, we could probably record 40 minutes of video, and it's gone. That's it. That's all you're getting out of it. So a good friend of mine said to me about the Drift Ghost XL, which is a camera. It's around. I've got one. It was meant to be £75 in CEX, which I was going to pay that for it. However, I do like gaming as well. Useless information for you all there. I bought a game, Planet Coaster. It's a great game on the PlayStation 5. Got back, put it in, and realised I already owned it because it was one of those free PlayStation monthly games. So I took it back and got some money back. And then also in that, I found in my wallet, I had another voucher from CEX, and I saw that they have one online. So I purchased one of them cameras. It cost me £45 in total. Obviously, I know I spent the money originally before anyone comments, well, you already had to pay the money. I know I had to pay the money. And so far, I mean, I've not used it on the road, but I've had a little play around with it. And it seems all right. The quality looks better than the GoPro. It is newer, mind. Battery life of 9 hours. That's enough, isn't it? And you can also wire it in as a dash cam for your bike. I can put a mic on there, so as I'm riding around, I can talk. So yeah, so I could talk. That was a part for the ZZR, so that's in the next video, which I'm hoping to record today. Hoping to get it back together today, and hopefully running better than it ever has. If you're interested in the ZZR rather than a 125, I bought a tool to measure the floats. I've got the vacuum gauges for the car balancing. I bought a Haynes manual, which I'm not too proud of, if I'm honest, but needs must. There's actually some good information there that I wasn't aware of, such as the floats and all that sort of stuff. Pilot screws need to be readjusted, as I'm sure they're out. What else is there? There's some reed valves that are for like the exhaust gas recirculation system. They can get cogged up and stuck. And we've noticed when starting that bike with the airbox off, it's constantly making a horrible noise from the pipe that feeds those reed valves. So that's what we're going to do as well. Got some goodies turning up for it, not like performance goodies, but just there's someone on eBay breaking one, and I got a bit of stuff, but not a lot of money. But watch that video when it comes out, and you'll be well impressed. Right, where are them parts gone? Right. So what we need to do now is get this off. I've got an airline now. I think it's empty. Yeah, let me turn it on. Really loud. Yeah, so I do need another air. I don't need another air compressor, but at least another tank to go with it. That way we can have more air, less running. Do it that way. Right, I'll be back in a minute once the air compressor's built its air up. Let's see you get that off. Obviously, you'd struggle if you didn't have it, but is what it is. Right. Place that on there. I know I haven't set it to how I want it, height-wise, but that can be done after. So what we're going to do is now it's in its position and it is lined up. So you've got marks in here, sort of line it up and everything. That's what we're going to do now. Is we'll leave that in there because I'm going to take it out anyway. Is readjust it later on, and we're just going to refit all the ancillary crap again. Right. So I'm sure this was fitted upside down, which is weird because the damage was on this side, which would have meant it was damaged beforehand. Because the numbers that are written on here should obviously be up, down to where you need it to be, but mine were upside down. But you can see how badly bent, I hope, in the video. I can't see the camera. You should be able to see how badly bent that is. Right. First things first. So let's get the throttle on. That's where it roughly goes. Let's get this on. So the knob, or the notch, is there. There you go, that's how it's meant to fit. So it's actually solid in there now. You can't move around, it's in the right places where they want it to be. So that's when you then will adjust it. I sounded like I got really excited then, like I didn't know what was going to happen, but that's because I don't trust what people have done to this bike in the past. Luckily, this is the last problem we've got with the bike from the previous owners. I say owners, the previous guys didn't even know that it was a cat end, so it's nothing major. A lot of people won't want to ride a cat end bike, but I saw the footage of the photos through a well-known app that you can use to see the hidden history of your bikes, your cars, and all that stuff. Come on. Okay, so there we have it. Front foot bars are fitted. I've sat on it. I like it. But you haven't seen is me fit the mirrors. Main reason for that, you might not have these mirrors. Or if you do have these mirrors, you may have kept the ends that go with it. So what I've had to do is sort of use the ends that came with the bars and sort of makeshift it so that they work. So now they're all tight. They're not coming off. And they're not going to rattle around. They're not going to drip down. So, yeah, I mean, it might take a bit of fiddling while I'm on the road, but that just takes a socket and a spanner. So, yeah, there we have it. We've had, oh my God, new cover on, new bars on, and that's about it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, watch our other videos. Like I say, this is now going to be moved out of the way, and I will start working on the ZZR. Hopefully get it running. I need to make a makeshift fuel tank because my fuel tank is off. Well, it's down there. It's been treated for rust. So yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.